the deep dark blue. I'm in the deep dark blue. I'm in the deep dark blue.
Welcome, race fans, to Daytona International Speedway, the world's center of racing. All our drivers have a chance at glory today, but they'll have to avoid the chaos of the big one to get a glimpse of the checkered flag. Let's see who survives today. Austin Dillon has a good record of survival here. He starts on pole and he is finished in the top 10 in all three of our Daytona races. Average finish of 7th place, and he's led 3 laps. We'll see if he can keep his car up front. Next on our list is Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting right behind Austin Dillon. He's got a couple top 5s here at Daytona, and he did win duel number 1 earlier this season. He also has pretty good stats at Talladega, very similar track. Let's see if Dale Jr. can take control of this race. And how about Joey Logano? He knows a thing or two about control here at Daytona. He led 7 laps in this race a season ago and went on to win, and he's led 8 out of 33 in all 3 Daytona races. A couple top 10s. The 22 car, watch for him to try to get to the front. All right, here's the full lineup. It's Austin Dillon and Dale Jr. row 1, Paul Menard and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in row 2, Casey Kane, Trevor Bayne row 3, Brad Keselowski, Eric Almirola row 4, Carl Edwards and Ryan Newman finish off the top 10. Joey Logano and Jimmie Johnson in row 6, Denny Hamlin, Greg Biffle in row 7, Brian Scott and Chase Elliott row 8, Danica Patrick, Kurt Busch row 9, Kyle Busch and Chris Buescher in row number 10. Row 11 is Ryan Blaney and Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick and Matt Kenseth row 12, row 13 Martin Truex Jr. and Landon Castle, and behind them David Gilliland making his second and final start of the season. He shares a row with Ty Dillon, and then Jeffrey Earnhardt and Jamie McMurray in row 15. Row 16, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Larson, Casey Mears, AJ Allmendinger, row 17. Row 18, David Reagan, Matt DiBenedetto, Michael McDowell, Justin Allgaier, row 19. And Regan Smith starting last place in today's race. Austin Dillon will take this show on the road. We're green flag racing at Daytona. And how quickly will this field get that third lane forming? Austin Dillon pulls ahead on the bottom lane with his teammate Paul Menard. Third lane, there we go. Matt Kenseth up there. Chase Elliott going as well. A couple Chip Ganassi cars, and here comes more. Ricky Stenhouse wants a part of this action as Dillon leads the first lap and goes up to block the 17. Coming into turn 1 now. Big push from Ricky Stenhouse and Austin Dillon. Dillon goes down to block and triggers the big one on lap 2. Half the field won't complete more than 1 lap. Oh my goodness, the entire backstretch is clogged up, and that will mean a red flag. We did not get very far until the chaos ensued, and it all came from Austin Dillon making this block on Stenhouse. It's so early. He wants to keep the lead. Look at that, Paul Menard way up in the air, and then so much chaos behind. We're going to have to slow this down to really get a look. But an aggressive move from Austin Dillon, maybe an aggressive pass by Stenhouse. And I call it early, but it's only a 10-lap race. I mean, if you got the move, you got to make it. Stenhouse tried. Dillon just couldn't accept it. And there you see Paul Menard. Thankfully, he didn't flip all the way over. Look at Casey Kane, another big hit for him. He had that big hit at Pocono, and now hits the inside wall there. Jimmie Johnson down there with Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin spinning there. I see Chris Buescher, Danica Patrick. We're going to have to look at it again. I mean, half the field is in this. We'll get a list of all the drivers. But they're still cleaning it up. So let's zoom in a little bit. We almost never do this. But let's zoom in and see if we can take a look at who is actually getting involved back there. There's the really bad block. See Dale Jr., he's in it. Eric Almirola gets stuffed in back there. Jamie McMurray up on top of, I believe it's Kyle Larson. There's Greg Biffle. Oh no, it's Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson he's on top of. There's Clint Boyer back there. Brian Scott spinning through this. And then Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, they're going to make it through. But unbelievable. The big one on lap 2. And here it is, full speed. Look at Trevor Bayne make it through. Carl Edwards will make it through as well. One more look at it as they finish cleaning up. This will be slow motion again, half speed. Dylan just needed to let Stenhouse make that move. It's too aggressive. And we see this like every time we come to Daytona or Talladega. Almost never can we make it through without a big wreck, taking out literally half the cars. Here's our list, and this is the first half of the list. A lot of good names in here. Joey Logano, he was one of our ones to watch. I think all 3 of our ones to watch are in this. Yeah, Dylan and Junior. There's Dylan, he's the second on the list. They're in number order, and here's the other half. There's Dale Jr. Brian Scott, one of our rookies. He had a good showing at Talladega. It's not going to end well here. Both Chip Ganassi cars will not finish another super speedway race. But we still got more to go. The other half of the field ready to get back at it, and it's Brad Keselowski who inherits the lead. I have no idea where he was running before that, but hey, he's up front now. He's going to go jump up in front of Trevor Bayne. Couple Fords running that outside lane. Carl Edwards there on the inside with Tony Stewart, and then Kyle Busch third in line on the inside. Brad Keselowski will lead lap 3 as the inside line seems to be falling back a bit. There's Matt DiBenedetto on the outside in the orange crush car. Some new faces up front. Maybe one can steal a playoff spot. Here he comes to the inside, and Allmendinger's going to go with him. Brad Keselowski wisely chooses not to block. And Allmendinger to the front. Keselowski hanging on the quarter panel, but Allmendinger will lead this lap. Keselowski side drafting him, trying to get back. Allmendinger goes for the side draft, and he's stuck in the middle. Allmendinger falling back. Keselowski will retake the lead with Trevor Bayne helping him. A lot of movement. Couple cars stuck in the third lane. Looks like everyone else does not want to jump up there. So those two will fall back, but Keselowski retakes the lead. He'll go down to block DiBenedetto. And 5 laps to go for the field here as we see them fly down the front straightaway. That was Ty Dillon and Ryan Blaney who fell back. How about Trevor Bayne? He's pulled alongside Brad Keselowski, trying to take the lead away from him. And he's got Landon Castle pushing him on that outside lane. Trevor Bayne won the dual race number 2 earlier this season. He's got some experience here at Daytona, and he drops back down in front of Keselowski. And the outside lane rolling up once again. Landon Castle making a move on the outside. The leaders keep taking the lead and dropping down low, and they're leaving the door open for that outside lane. Allmendinger coming back as well. And Regan Smith there. He started last place in this race, and he's up to the top 5. Look at Keselowski. He's side drafting Allmendinger, trying to pull that outside lane back. He's trying to make a run for it, and here he comes to the outside lane is Brad Keselowski. Castle looked for the block. He's going to get shut down. Keselowski back to the front. Here they come to 2 to go. Allmendinger's going to look, but Keselowski will block him down low. Now Regan Smith and David Reagan on the high side. Can they mount a charge for the lead? Here they come. Keselowski up to block. There's contact with Smith. Smith is going to keep it rolling, and here he comes to take the lead from Keselowski. Neck and neck off of turn 4, coming to the white flag. 1 to go in Daytona. Big side draft from Brad Keselowski. Smith to side draft him back as they head down the back stretch for one more time. A lot of movement from Keselowski. Allmendinger looking, but here they come. Regan Smith 7, Keselowski in the 2. And contact! Smith turned around! Regan Smith in the air! A terrible crash at the checkered flag! Regan Smith's car, severe flipping to end this race. The result of another block gone wrong. AJ Allmendinger tried to make the winning move. Keselowski gets loose, tags Regan Smith, and up in the air goes the 7, digs into the grass, and flips violently at the checkered flag. Could he potentially have won? Lost in all this is the fact that this race is over. We have a winner. And I'm not sure who it was. Did Regan Smith win this thing in the air? Or was it David Reagan who was pushing him? Let's slow it down real good to see who got to the checkered flag first. There's the block from Keselowski. He gets loose into Regan Smith. Turns him. Look at the air. Catch that 7 and take it up into the sky. And this is a terrible angle. I can't even tell who won this race. We got to switch the angle. There it is. The winner of this race is David Ragan. He will take the checkered flag and lock a playoff spot. Regan Smith will take second, backwards and up in the air. We'll look at it again. But unbelievable sights at Daytona. What a violent wreck for Regan Smith. He's gone to the care center, and we will get an update on him. But David Ragan, his second win in the YCS Cup Series. He had that fuel mileage win at Charlotte in Season 1. Welcome back into the playoffs, David Ragan. But an unbelievable wreck to end this race. I had thought we'd seen it all with the big one, but Regan Smith said, hold on just a minute. And how about David Ragan? Second career win in the YCS Cup Series. Congratulations to him and BK Racing. You're headed to the playoffs. Fun stat to accompany David Ragan in victory lane is the fact that he's only led 2 laps in this series, and both of which were final laps that led to a win. And Regan Smith, our big mover in multiple ways today, but he started last place and finished second, almost went all the way, and he was checked and released from the care center, so just a testament to the safety of these cars. They're built for crashes like this. But he's all right, and so are the 20 other drivers that didn't finish the race. All 4 Hendrick cars ended up wrecking out of this one. A couple of Joe Gibbs cars, one of the Penske cars, 3 of the 4 RCR cars. Ty Dillon was the only Richard Childress car to finish the race. Both the Chip Ganassi cars I mentioned, they have struggled on the super speedways. Clint Boyer, he's out. Chris Buescher as well. But David Ragan shakes up the playoff standings now. We have 10 drivers locked in with a win, and that shuffles Ryan Newman out of the playoffs. He's 11 points behind Kurt Busch. He did not finish today's race, and neither did Eric Almirola or Kyle Larson. And how about AJ Allmendinger? He's been on a rally lately. Second at Sonoma, and then 9th today. But up next, our mystery track finally announced, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Some of you guessed it correctly. That is where we head next, and then Watkins Glen and Darlington finish off the regular season. Dover will begin the playoffs. But that's it from Daytona. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.